Welcome to the show.
If it'll let me go to that thing. Maybe it will. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, hello, everyone.
You are listening to The Wow Pod. I'm Betsy.
And I'm Jared. And anyways, so Lori's back in the news, and we're going to chat about her, and we're going to chat about some true crime action, and we're going to just be doing a lot of that. I don't know why this seems to be froze up on that. But anyways, I'll figure that out here in a second. But, yeah. What's going on? Oh, yeah, it always does that.
Oh, okay. I'm like, it's kind of being wonky.
It does that every time. But anyways, so, yeah, Betsy, lead us off. What's Miss, oh, wow, the cameras are going goofy. What's Miss Daybell got going on?
So, let's recap.
Yes.
Because the Lori and Chad Daybell story is, we covered it. We covered the timeline.
Yes, we did.
But it can feel very convoluted.
Yes.
As you go through it. So, we're gonna just go through this timeline again. 2006, two people fall in love. Lori marries a businessman named Charles Vallow.
Mm-hmm.
Appeared to be happy couple. They were raising Tylee Ryan, who's the daughter from a previous marriage of Lori.
Mm-hmm.
2014, Lori and Charles adopt JJ.
And isn't that Charles's sister's son?
Grandson. So he was the grandson of Charles' sister and had autism.
Yeah.
Now, April, his mother, was friends with Lori and said that Lori was patient and an ideal mother for him. So that's kind of how it all comes together. 2017, so about 10 years after they're married, give or take. Friends say that Lori starts reading the books of this doomsday author, Chad Daybell. So Chad writes several books about preparing for the end of the world.
Yeah, he's kind of
He's an LDS outsider.
Yeah.
Who claims to be an LDS insider.
Yes.
So, 2017, she starts reading his books. She's just soaking it all in. Really, really invested in it.
Kind of, now these ladies have a podcast.
Yes.
And he quickly becomes kind of the center of their podcast.
Yes. So, sometime, 2018, Lori meets this writer. Okay.
Yeah, they go to a conference. It was in Texas, wasn't it?
Yep. They go to a conference together and they meet. And Lori's friends say that there was this immediate connection from the very first day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at this time, Chad is also married. So Lori's married to Charles and Chad is married to his wife, Tammy.
Mm-hmm.
Chad and Tammy have 5 children. Now, Lori's friend Melanie Gibb, who has done several interviews, would later say that Chad and Lori always talked about strange things, like how they had been married 100 times before.
It's kind of a past lives sect of the Mormon religion. Kind of coming to pass.
Yes, the calling forth of the 33,000 or whatever it is. So
32,976
something like that,
I think.
And she had also heard Lori and Chad talking about quote unquote zombies, people whose souls were replaced by dark spirits.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very soon after they started dating that Lori started referring to her husband, Charles Vallow, as a zombie.
Mm-hmm.
So, the very next year, 2019, Charles Vallow starts to get worried about Lori. she is behaving very strangely. She's telling him that God is using her to prepare everyone for the end of days. And he says that Lori actually threatened to murder him. So
life is going well.
Life is going well. About a month later, Charles Vallow files for divorce from Lori. In court documents, Charles expressed that he feared for his and his children's safety. He went to the house where Lori Vallow was living with the children in Arizona. He was supposed to pick up their son, JJ, and take him to school. Mm-hmm. But when he went inside the home, he was shot dead by Lori's brother, Alex Cost.
Yeah, okay, she had also a previous husband that was killed, right? Or is this the first husband that was killed?
This is the first one that was killed. And
the excuse he says that he was beating him with a ball bat or something.
So here's what Alex Cox says. Cox told police that Lori and Charles got into a fight and that Alex Cox claimed he was protecting his sister and shot in self-defense. He said during this altercation that Charles Vallow grabbed a bat and in self-defense he shot him. Mm. So right soon after this, Chad's wife dies suddenly. Mm-hmm. Now, Chad insists that his wife be put to rest, no autopsy, very, very quickly. It's very hush-hush. And no one at this point connects these dots. Mm-hmm. September 2019. So this is it's very short span of time. The beginning of the year, January 2019, Charles Vallow files for divorce. July 2019, he gets shot. September 2019, Lori packs up her kids and moves closer to Chad to Rexburg, Idaho. Now, her brother Alex comes along and moves into the same apartment complex.
Yeah.
So it has now become like this compound.
Yeah, I was going to say it feels kind of Waco-ish.
Yes.
It's got it was like, weren't they trying to buy the apartment mm-hmm. complex to make it like a viable business and stuff? Okay.
Yeah. So Lori's friend Melanie Gibbs says about the time that Lori takes the kids and moves to Rexburg, Idaho, that Lori starts referring to Tylee, her daughter, as mm-hmm. a zombie.
That's the second oldest. That's her natural daughter. And Tylee and the little boy, Alex, mm-hmm. were very close.
Yes.
Like they were Tylee kind of became, a big sister to her brother who had some special needs.
Yeah. So September 8th of 2019, very, very soon after they move, within a week after they move to be closer to Chad, Tylee and JJ go off the map. Mm-hmm. Now, Tylee has an older brother who's trying to get in contact with her. Mm-hmm. Apparently, they had been pretty close. This is Lori's oldest son.
Yeah, from the previous
marriage.
Lori had been married, if I remember, it was 4 times.
Yeah, it was a few times.
And one of them was abusive, the first one. The second one, I think she was a hairdresser, and it was like an 80s song, and met him, and then that kind of gave her a boost in life, and I think that's the one she had the son with, either the first or the second.
Yeah, so he's the one who kind of rings the bell. Mm-hmm. The police go to the apartment complex. Really super strange interaction with Lori. You know, she's claiming that they're with her friend in Arizona, mm-hmm. and the police call her friend.
And Lori's also calling her friend saying
Yes.
Tell them they're there. And she's like, I don't want to lie to the police.
Yeah. And so her friend gets kind of this weird sense that something's going to happen. So she records the phone call. You can actually listen to the phone call. So the last known whereabouts the last known photo of Tylee and JJ was taken at Yellowstone National Park. Now, the morning after Tylee, Ryan, and JJ disappeared, investigators say that Alex Cox's cell phone, GPS, placed him in Chad Daybell's backyard. So that's kind of how they tie it all up. And Chad Daybell has this like big farm. And it's quite a bit of open area.
It's in Salem, Oregon, or Washington or something.
Yeah. And so the children go missing. There's tons of searching for them. They narrow down and actually find that Chad and Lori had buried them on Chad's family farm.
Like an animal burial plot where they bury lives.
Like pet cemetery.
And another thing I don't think gets enough attention is Chad's story, because it looks like he killed his wife.
Yes. So he's being charged with it now.
Yeah, and he had bought this farm to start a doomsday cult.
Yes.
Like compound. I mean, Chad is every bit as crazy as Lori.
So it takes them about 6 months to connect all of these dots, and they end up doing a big search, and they find that in the backyard where Alex's cell phone had pinged, the human remains of JJ and Tylee, about 50 yards apart, were both buried in shallow graves.
Earlier I said Alex, that's Lori's brother, right?
Yes.
JJ is the kid and Tylee is the daughter. Okay.
Then Alex dies.
Yes. And Alex has a long history of violence and ended up in the legal system because of it.
Yes. So it's just death and then death and then death. And I remember when we first covered this, Alex Cost was still alive. And I said, they're going to pin it on him.
Yeah. And then he died. And then we're like, they're definitely going
to pin it on him.
Epstein did it all, guys.
This comes out January 9th. What was that? 2 days ago? 3 days ago.
Okay. Yeah. Go on.
Lori Vallow Daybell says her children died in her brother's apartment. Knew it. Called it. Saw it coming. And she wants to meet with her husband, her co-conspirator, to strategize. Please tell me this isn't allowed.
Oh.
Isn't that why when you're getting witness statements, you separate them?
So shady. So shady. Oh.
And so she says that she has an alibi for that night.
Now, I firmly believe that Alex was in on
all of it.
On their murders.
All of it.
Matter of fact, but I think Lori not only knew about it, but probably okayed it. And I think Chad probably pushed for it so that he could, pop a lie in this new den. Yeah.
So Chad is now being charged with his husband or with his wife's death.
Good.
And Lori has said that she's innocent because she was at her own apartment, same apartment complex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
I was next door. I had no clue.
Yes. And that Tylee and Ryan died in the apartment of her brother, who's now not here to defend himself. He died December 2019.
But I let them take the children out and bury them in the corner of the farm.
Yes.
Because, my brother killed him and I couldn't lose all three of them.
Yeah. So.
And it seems like she used her brother as.
He was the hitman.
Now, I've studied a little more. They were very close growing up. And it seems like she always used him as, a hitman, an enforcer, a shoulder to cry on. It was her brother that she ran away to when she had an abusive husband, all those things. So her brother became like a heavy crutch for her. And I think her brother had a creepy kind of crush on her.
Perhaps. So Lori Daybell has asked to strategize with her husband. Come on. This cannot be happening. And
seriously.
And that she has an alibi now.
Well, yeah. No, you know what?
You don't introduce your
Seriously.
alibi after you've been in jail for 2 years.
Seriously, I don't care. Here's the thing. I don't care if she had nothing to do with their deaths. When they hit it up and she knowingly hit it, let her eat Alex's charge.
Yeah.
Your kids got killed.
And there's been some speculation that her and Chad had something to do with Alex's death. So,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, all's fair in love and war, I guess. So that's the update for the Daybells. And we'll let you know if we hear anything else. They've asked that the death penalty be taken off the table. For me,
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with no capital punishment as long as she receives life.
Yeah. And I think that, perhaps that is the compromise is fine. We won't execute
I was just like,
you. But you're going to rot. You're going to sit in there and rot. And no, you don't get to talk to your husband.
Don't word it like that until after you get the confession, Betsy. You got to come in, Joe. Good cop.
Yes.
You got to come and say, okay, yeah, we've taken death penalty off the table. Would you like a Coke? There you go. Sign your confession. Okay, that's 3 or 2 life sentences.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we'll knock it down to 1 life sentence, no possibility of parole, if you tell us how Alex died.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. So maybe
We
it
can
should.
do that.
Maybe the show should be called Stupid Criminals.
Man, I should.
Because this next one.
Oh, but anyways, let's go through some comments. But yeah, Stupid Criminals.
Yeah.
That sounds like a new podcast. We could finally get off this Bigfoot train.
Yeah.
Anyway, so King, hello. Lori, hello. All right, so King says, I've noticed that a lot of white males have the name Chad or Steven.
Don't you do know that there's a group kind of stereotyping for guys with the name Chad.
Giga Chads. Mm-hmm. And then Lori says, she makes me want to change my name. Lori is also a blonde lady.
Oh.
Lori.
I like the name Lori.
I do too. It's a nice, easy name.
We should that should be part of her sentence. She has to change her name.
It's a gentle, yes, to succubus.
Succubus.
Yes.
Vallow Daybell.
Yes.
Yes.
I could imagine how many people did this in the past and got away with it. Yeah,
It's insane. The way that technology and DNA and forensics have changed how we catch people. I think about that all the time. The number of crimes and murders and that people just skated with for centuries.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, humans, since we started walking upright, probably before that, we're just creeps in general.
It seems like, yeah. Well, I don't know. It's kind of hopeful that humans have started to got to the point of mind, or when they got there, that they want to have a communal justice system and not just hardcore retribution over and over. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I could imagine. Next one. Lots of dead people involved in the families of the people. Yes. That was
People are dropping like flies around Chad and Lori. And it's because they were zombies. So in their defense, you have to take out the dark spirits.
You can't let zombies just wander the earth.
It is your sworn duty.
Yeah. Lori says, I really hope they have in quotation, friends in prison.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yes.
This case got enough publicity that the chances of every single person knowing what they're in for are pretty high.
For sure. For sure.
Pretty high.
And as it should.
Yes.
You know, it was, I don't know. Awful situation. All right.
Next one.
Can I do a news real quick?
Yes, do a news.
This has been a week. Okay. Everyone right now is thinking he's going to talk about Joe Biden taking home top secret stuff too. But I'm not.
No, because we don't care.
Because I don't care.
Do not care.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Anti-aircraft missiles have shot down an unidentified object that looked like a UFO in Russia.
Dun, dun, dun. Now, when I first saw this, I thought, well, duh. Like Ukraine's lobbing whatever they're making.
Throwing rocks. Maybe Ukraine has upgraded to the trebuchet.
Perhaps they've got a giant trebuchet just launching shit.
Just throwing rocks, whole mountains. Russia's regional governor of Rostov Oblast, Vasily Golubev.
I love it.
Golubev. Yeah. Donkashay. Has said a small-sized object in the shape of a ball, much like a UFO, has been destroyed by anti-aircraft missiles on January 3rd. Russia's air defense have claimed to have shot down a mysterious UFO near the Sea of Azov after they saw a small-sized object in the shape of a ball in the sky. I'm not saying his name again. How come his name, Golubev? Man, that's just such
Golubev.
Yeah.
Golubev.
It's just a, man, I know I'm being awful prejudiced towards the Russian naming system. The regional governor wrote on a telegram that the object had been spotted over the village of Sultan Saleh in the region's Miansk someplace district at an altitude of around 1.5 miles.
It's a good trebuchet.
Yep, that's high. The unidentified object was immediately targeted by local air defenses. Now, Russia's at war right now, so, kind of makes sense that they'd just be not letting
on top of that
random stuff shooting around. There's probably some poor seagull out there just smoking brittle on the ground. A local news outlet called Pivyet Rostov stated that a UFO in the form of a ball was shot down in the sky, explaining that the decision was made to liquidate the flying object. That guy's name urged people to remain calm. Golubev. Ooh, that was pretty good, Jared.
You did it.
Yeah. The regional governor reassured locals that the sky is covered with anti-aircraft defenses and that there was no danger. I would say that this is a sign that Russia seems to have pretty good air defenses. If they're shooting down UFOs, because we have only ever shot down one UFO that we know of.
Yes.
And that was in 48?
Yeah. And it was probably an accident.
Over Rose. Misfire.
Whoa!
The guy leaned back, hit the trigger on the big old gun.
So what's strange about this news story is, A, that it came out at all because it's Russia.
Yeah.
But more so, the same exact night, 6 of these same orbs were seen above Las Vegas.
Ooh.
And the news crew that was doing the nightly report on the television live were like, what is that? And then, I'm not going to get all conspiratorial, but the very next day, for the first time in FAA history.
Another story we got. We'll just lead right into it.
The
Boom.
very next day.
FAA outage, fallout, hundreds of flights delayed, canceled day after meltdown.
So they claim that it was a file.
Can I just take a second and say, old Pete Buttigieg has had his butt kicked in his new job.
Yeah.
He signed up to be a firefighter in hell.
Yeah.
He hasn't had.
He needs like words of affirmation in the mornings.
And he's had trucker protests, trucker strikes. The train's about to go down. Can't get flights up. It can't fill the flights. He one time heading to DC couldn't get on a flight because it got canceled. Had to go rent a car and drive himself. The guy in charge of the people, they shut him out. They locked the doors on him. The principal could not get into the school.
I love it.
And now this.
Yeah. So they claim that it was a file, that there's this file that was swapped.
So FAA in the bowels of it, in the heart of the basement, has a computer that runs everything apparently. And
one computer.
And it gave us a blue screen with a 404 error.
Yes.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Shut down the nation. Probably shut down international stuff too.
But need I remind anyone that on a fateful day in 2001,
we need to remember this.
We couldn't get everyone out of the sky.
Mm-hmm.
It was really hard.
Yep.
They were calling, because as we speak, all hours of the day, there are planes flying everywhere. It is like a super highway.
Oh yeah.
And it took hours and hours to ground everyone.
Yep.
Sending them to the nearest landing strip and get them on the ground. This grounded all flights.
How long did it ground them for?
Like 6 hours.
Ooh.
Nothing in the sky. And this alone, not a coincidence. Russia alone, not a coincidence. Las Vegas, the same day, okay, getting a little weird, but you put all three of them together, and I call BS. It's not a file in one main server because they don't work like that.
Gleep Glorp called ahead and said, clear the passage. You know how when aliens come, they say, take me to your leader?
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. And you know how when presidents go visit somewhere, the police go ahead, they clear the streets and the little cars with flags?
Yes. That's what happened.
And Russia got pissed they weren't invited.
Shot him down.
Problem solved, folks. The alien came to visit the leader. Now let's talk about Gleep Glorp meeting with Joe Biden.
Gleep Glorp would be like, I'm so confused.
Yep.
They've named his talks.
He's pulling his translator
salad.
off his ear and looking at his number 2 going, what?
I think we're on the wrong planet.
Take this in for maintenance. He says, hands it to him. Because, one, this is your leader. And 2, what is he saying?
Yeah.
And 3, I didn't know. I thought we shook hands when we came here, not sniffed.
Yes. Yes. Got the culture all wrong.
See Biden grab the... Oh, that's wrong, Jared. Jared, he's an old man. You shouldn't tease about it.
Yeah.
Hello, Christy. Good to see you. All right. We're done with that portion of the news. We got more news coming up, though.
Next one. Dumb criminals. Okay. Massachusetts. This guy, Brian Walsh, he's 46. He calls the police. And he tells them that on January 1st, the mother of his 3 children vanishes. And she took a car, like a Uber, to Boston Logan Airport. And they haven't seen her. So the police, of course, call all the rideshare services, and no pickups were shown to have gone to this family's home.
Apparently, didn't know Uber is an app that keeps a record of everything you do. It's more secure than taxis as far as law enforcement goes.
Yeah. So then they ping her cell phone. Where is it? At the house. Then it's noted that he said that she left on the 1st, but he didn't report her missing until the 4th. Uh-huh. And he only filed the report when her office called the police because she failed to show up to work. So they start digging, and they find out that he Googled 3 days before she disappeared how to dismember a body and how to dispose. His Google was how to dispose of a 115-pound woman.
Blonde hair, 5'5".
Now,
name of Beth. Why?
His wife, for the record, 5'2", 115 pounds.
Shocker. One thing, why didn't he go a step further and Google, how do I erase my Google searches? The one step, he would have gotten away with it if it weren't for them damn kids and that mesquite dog.
Yes. He then goes to Home Depot. Now, I'm telling you, it would be the funniest thing to go to Home Depot and buy these lists of weird items, like buy a bag of lime and some large garbage bags and a shovel.
A reciprocating saw.
Oh, at the same time.
A paint suit. Hey, you ever seen Breaking Bad? Yeah. What were those tubs he ordered that you can melt bodies in? Do you have any of those?
Yeah. So he's seen on surveillance buying all the crap he needs according to Google search of how to dispose. He's got like a list.
It's almost as good as those Osundairo brothers that beat up that actor guy, Jesse Smollett. On video, they're buying black ski masks and rope with his money.
I can't. So yeah, next stupid criminal, straight to jail. Straight to jail. I feel so bad for the family that was left behind, but this guy, I mean, straight to jail. He should have put it on a t-shirt. I killed my wife. That would have been hilarious if that's what he was wearing when they picked him up. Okay, anyway. Now, a little closer to home, Idaho. We have the arrests made in the Idaho homicide investigation.
Yeah, it killed, 6 people?
4, I believe.
Oh, 4 people. They were all
4
young ladies, like in their 20s, kind of living in a place together, right?
Yeah, so they're all kind of sharing this home together. From what I understand, it was kind of like a party house. And
young single ladies doing young single lady stuff. Yeah. They're fine, People coming and going. But the public got a hold of this story, and it really did go viral. And the Idaho Police Department were just savaged by people saying how incompetent they were and all of these things, but really they were just keeping very close to the vest information that they had. Oh yeah. So
it's unclear, I have to state that wholly, when the investigators officially identified Kohberger as the suspect. Kohberger has been arrested. But they did begin tracking him less than 2 weeks after the stabbings.
Yeah. Well, his car kept showing up on all their cameras.
Yes.
He left a little bit of himself behind, and not in the black light way you dirty dogs are thinking.
So from what I understand, and all of this will become more clear as things are released, but from what I understand, the police collected DNA.
Yeah, he left it. He left behind the scabbard for the knife, and on that scabbard, the sheath or whatever, was some DNA of his that he left behind.
Now, he's a graduate student, and he was going to school to
be a cop.
Yeah, for criminology.
Criminal justice stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's going to school in Washington. He's from Ohio?
Massachusetts.
There's a difference?
Well, maybe not Massachusetts, but somewhere back east.
I think well, anyways. But yeah, so he commits a crime, runs back to his house or his dorm in Washington, gathers some stuff, and then leaves immediately and heads back east.
So they collect this DNA and they run it through APHIS or CODIS. I don't know which one it is. Anyway,
they run it through one of the ISs.
They run it through the system and nothing comes up. But these days, people just be giving their DNA freely.
Oh, telling you,
looking all kinds of things and sending it in the mail.
If you ever get busted if you're getting your 23andMe, all you're doing is setting up a cousin.
And if anyone in your family is, that's how they find him, because he doesn't do the 23andMe.
So what it
was a distant relative of his.
It was his father, and they didn't even do a 23andMe on him. What they did is they see the car, but they don't have enough evidence to pull him in. So they see the car, the plate, tracks to him. Why is he around? They track a couple weeks before. He'd been staking the place out for 4 weeks, which makes me think that he knew one of the girls in that house.
Yes.
Anyway, so they go to Ohio, I think it is, Columbus.
I don't know, somewhere.
One of those other states, lesser states, I do. And they go and they pull a coffee cup out of the garbage at his father's house and test that. And that's how they get the familiar match to his dad.
Yeah, so they do. But
how funny would it have been if his mom was a little fast and loose and he wasn't his dad? They would have had nothing.
That would have put a whole new spin on this.
Dude, it would have been crimeception.
So they arrest him. What's so, dude, you are a graduate student and you are.
And a graduate student to be in criminal justice, that's like you're heading towards the FBI or something.
Yeah. And when they interview him, when they first interview him, they said, well, what were you doing there? Because they've got all of his data and they know it was him. And he says, the shopping's better in Moscow, Idaho. I Google Earthed it. No, it's not. No, it's not. You hadn't planned on how, if nothing, don't say anything.
He could have just said picking up chicks, man.
He could have said anything. He could have said I lost my cat, and it would have made more sense than the shopping's better.
But yeah, he'd been going there for weeks. So a lot of people speculate that he has other kills under his belt.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes.
Because he has but then again, I don't know, to kill that many people on your first go around, is that common? I don't know.
It seemed frenzied. So I would say he perhaps hadn't intended to, but it kind of got away from him.
I still think he knew one of those girls.
Yes. I think he went there with a target, and then the whole thing got away from him.
What if murder wasn't the target? Like, what if she had that one baseball card he'd wanted since he was a kid, and he knew that? Like, they'd maybe talked online about it or something, or he went to buy it somewhere, and she bought it first for her little brother.
Revenge.
Putting the story together. And then anyways, he goes there just to get it, a little O.J. Simpson style in the hotel. And he goes in there and she's like, oh, I already mailed it. And he's like, no. And he falls to his knees. But when he falls to his knees, he had the knife on him because it's an accessory. Makes him look cool, I guess. And it accidentally cuts her and she starts to bleed. And then another girl screams. None of it was intended.
It was an accident.
Still guilty.
Accidental.
Bang the gavel.
So, upcoming show, I'm going to give you just a little peek. Guy's name is Issei Sagawa, or Issei Sagawa.
Okay. Okay.
Let me set this up. His first crime
Uh-huh.
that we know of.
Criminals are so much.
He wants to okay. He sees this lady.
Uh-huh.
He follows her home.
Uh-huh.
He watches through the window.
Uh-huh.
She gets in a state of undress.
Uh-huh.
He waits till she's asleep and climbs in.
Uh-huh.
He's like 5'1" or something. He's like tiny guy.
Okay.
So he slithers in the window.
Uh-huh.
And his whole intention
Uh-huh.
is to knock her out so he can bite her bum.
The bum licker.
No, it's a different guy.
But no, this is like the same, except the other guy liked dudes and he wanted him awake because he liked that
Yeah.
dude turning around on him.
So he looks for a weapon to knock her out because he's afraid if he takes a bite out of her bum, because he really just wants to eat a woman. Like consume.
No, he doesn't just want to bite him, like leave a red mark on
No.
him. He wants to bite a chunk off a person. We've heard how hard it is to bite humans apart.
I know.
Like that
The guy who
Millis
gnawed on it.
story, like when he's got his teeth going, and the other guy's like, bite it. We're trying. Bite it. He's got his hands on it, pushing it out, and it's blood, and there's still sinew hanging on, and veins are notoriously hard to get through.
Well,
Notoriously. I mean, you hit a vein on a steak, and there you are. Like, you may as well chalk out the next 20 minutes of your life. Your jaw's going to be all swole.
yeah. So he finds a blue. The only thing he can find is a blue,
yard flamingo.
a blue umbrella. So he attempts to knock the woman
And umbrellas have the cushion because they're fabric, so it won't knock you.
So he attempts to knock her out, and he comes from a very wealthy family. And his dad pays off the woman, and the charges are dropped. But he goes on.
How much? How much?
It's an undisclosed amount. Listen, you crawl in my window.
Dude,
Okay.
the address is
5 million.
555. Come on. I will be laying prostrate. I will put
A target. We'll pick
You know
a
what?
spot.
I'll tell you what.
I'll have
In
a
the
large
crotch of the tree
umbrella.
out front, I'm going to have a knockout gun. You can shoot me and knock me out with it. Go for the left cheek because I don't want to look funny. I'm right-handed, his right side. How deep is he biting, though?
So he goes on to become quite a prolific killer after this.
When was this?
I'd have to look it up. I'm studying it right now.
Okay. Don't give us too
show.
much. This is too much funny.
Future show.
Oh, we shouldn't have dug into it so much. I can't wait. Now I'm just going to be drowning and thinking about this.
Yeah. Yeah. And all because of Daddy's money. They could have caught him then. Again.
I wonder, was his dad alive when he got caught after he became prolific? And
I don't know.
did that stay his MO? Like, would he break into people's houses, bunk, and did he eat them all? Did he eat them to death? Like, sit down in someone's house for a couple days?
We'll get to it. Future show.
Future show. All right. Oh, let's go through some comments while you. King says, "You going to kill someone and get away with it? Let's Google it." Yeah. What I don't get, why, and I'm sorry if we've been crass on this show tonight, folks,
No, we're not.
but it's funny. What I don't get, why not just file for divorce or just talk it out with his partner? Yeah, seriously. I mean, Christy, hello. How bad is your marriage where you resort to killing someone?
Yeah.
Like, I've got no desire to kill anyone.
No.
Like, I can't think of I don't know. Man.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to end on a funny note.
Okay, then we got some news. Or should I do the news?
Do the news first.
Okay, where are we at? Okay. This is the last one. We'll do this one next. So, Canada just released a report, 2021.
Mm-hmm.
More than 10,000 people euthanized in Canada last year.
Yeah.
It is, according to some studies, the number 6 cause of death in Canada.
Euthanasia? You have to sign up for this. It's not like they're euthanizing them. You request it.
Betsy, you remember that commercial that Canada made pro euthanasia?
Uh-huh.
There's videos of that girl earlier on pleading, I don't want, this is before that, the girl that made the video, pleading, I just want my medication, I don't want to die. I think Canada is loopholing their old state-run medical system hard.
Gosh. 6?
The 6th cause of death. So you got heart disease, always number 1. Falls, probably vehicle, and then euthanasia. And Canada right now is busy confiscating guns. How crazy is that? Okay.
Last one for the night.
Last one. Russia now commands a dolphin army. It's a little older, but apparently in the Black Sea.
I love it. Except, stop it.
In the Black Sea.
We love dolphins.
Russia, during this war with Ukraine, has been trying to use the dolphin army to patrol the Black Sea.
Do they have a theme song? They need a theme song.
I'll tell you, that killer needed a theme song.
Yes.
I don't know. They need one. But yeah, so Russia has been using dolphins in the war in Ukraine to patrol the Black Sea. Now, it doesn't go into say whether Russia has...
they better not be strapping things to them and then sending them to places to blow up.
But yeah, Russia is on the forefront of the dolphin army.
Poor dolphins. They don't even know what they're getting into. They do not have informed consent.
How do you know?
Because they don't.
I have seen Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
That's true.
Smartest animal on Earth. They're in charge. Not to mention, dolphins have some pretty weird mating practices.
They're a little freaky.
A little rapey. Where groups of 3 males roam around the ocean and then corner and...
Well, listen, whatever it takes to keep your species moving on in the dolphin world.
Man, dolphins are savage. But yeah.
Dolphin army. Last dumb criminals, and then we'll cut you guys loose.
Okay.
Zaima Johnson, 27, former postal worker from Jersey City. She hears about this job for the New Jersey Sheriff's Office, and she sends in her paperwork to be a security guard at the actual law enforcement agency.
Mm-hmm.
They call her in for a job interview and arrest her because she's on the run at the time she applies for the job.
Hold the phone.
And then they discover 2 stolen credit cards on her while she's at the job interview.
This is like that show that came out a couple years ago with that heavier lady that was real funny, where she stole the guy's money.
Yes.
She literally went and got a job at the cop shop.
Yeah.
While she's on the run with warrants for her arrest, in possession of stolen stuff.
Zaima.
God, man.
Yep. So she is on the run and applies to work for the sheriff's office and shows up with stolen shit.
How funny would that be if,
and gets arrested? People.
Kendra says, I think Lori and Chad should get the same punishment as they gave her kids.
Yeah.
Why should taxpayers' money pay for them to have life in prison? I agree. But also, if we could just get them in prison forever and not have to go through a trial, not to have the kid's brother and anyone else have to subject to that, or the populace or the circus involved with all that, just have her say, yeah, I'm guilty, lock me away forever. I mean, I think I'd much rather go for that.
Yeah, I'd take it.
Yeah,
I'd
in a heartbeat.
Especially because it feels like the criminal justice system gets it wrong.
What if they get off?
What if they allow them to strategize?
Like, what if the jury says, no, we like weird cults?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, King says, booze. Elvis Presley's daughter had a medical emergency. Are you talking what's
Cardiac event.
Priscilla? Really? Is it Priscilla or is that his old lady?
Priscilla.
What happened to her?
Well, listen, we're not going to speculate what's happening, but just in the last year, 28 professional players in their 20s. 28. That's what? An average of 2 a month?
Yeah.
Have killed over from cardiac events.
Yeah.
There was a 12-year-old boy playing basketball.
You can watch the videos of this stuff. Something's going on. You know what? It's the damn aliens that came to visit Biden. They've got microwave.
They crop dusted us with something.
It's their microwave propulsion systems.
There it is.
I do like the crop dusting idea. Mm-hmm. When they go make the crop circles, it's they empty out the latrine, the black tank. Put different flippers on there.
Oh, no.
Makes you wonder if theirs is like a laser, or the water jets that people cut out designs in metal.
It shoots it out.
Like when they go to do a crop circle to relieve the black tank, a guy like types in the design they want, and then they fly off, and it's just sizzling poo, alien poo.
Crop circle.
Yeah, that's too bad. Where was it? I don't know if you know, but there was a true story of a woman that had intercourse with a dolphin, and the dolphin with her. Yes, I haven't seen it, but I've heard about it. Yeah. Matter of fact, I talked about it just earlier tonight on a different program. The shape of water. The dolphin went crazy. And depressed.
After this coming together,
went crazy and depressed. Died after because they fired her for whatever reason. Hopefully because she was putting peanut butter on her stuff and inviting the dolphin to play. But I don't know.
We're not going to read the next one, but yes. 100% yes.
Yeah, King, the thing you're saying there with the little emoji.
Yeah. Lori.
Really? Why would we speculate on something so crazy?
That's where we're going with this. But
anyways, remember, Prince was the first person to talk about chemtrails, and then later he was killed in an elevator.
Dun, dun, dun.
I wonder, Michael Jackson, did he have any crazy conspiracies? I bet he did. I'll bet that guy was action-packed with conspiracies. Seriously.
Action-packed.
He was crazy. Oh. Crazy.
Oh, no.
All right, guys. All right. Let's hop over. One last look at the books of faces. The human race has become disgusting. Yes. Well, Kendra, I think the human race now just has wider reach to laugh at or to see the disgustingness.
Yeah.
Because I think it's always been there. I mean, at least now, if you do something shady, the whole world can look at you like a creep instead of just your community.
Yeah.
Which we do got to become better.
We do.
We do. We got to figure that one out. Anyways,
thanks for joining, guys.
Thanks for joining us. Betsy's bringing us some future creepiness. I think next week we're going to have a person who checks into some UFO action. So look out for that. We'll be on next Thursday at 6:30. That'll be same bat time, same bat station. And everyone, please have a wonderful night.
Have a great week.
Have a great week. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Humana. Don't no one go having no heart issues on us, please.
Yeah.
We need all of you guys to stick around.
Yeah.